Hey fuckers, Young Oorah here. Yes, I know you see me in this shirt like 2 videos in a row already, but guess what? You're gonna see me in this shirt for the next 3 videos because I'm making like 5 videos in one day. If I do change shirts, it means that I did those videos in another day, okay? But I'm trying to push this out as much as possible because I do have to go on base this weekend, so I won't be able to upload or make videos on those days, but I will be uploading videos on those days, okay? So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for a special surprise that you guys, like all of you guys, have been asking me next week, okay? So let's get started with this video. All right, it's gonna be a video request, so let me pull this up for you guys. So this comment is from Case Blount, okay? He says, "Hey fucker, what's up, bitch? Just out of curiosity, what was your most dreadful part of being in boot camp? I know you said you always try to stay motivated, but there had to be one thing, LOL." Okay, yes, there was actually one thing that actually made it very difficult in boot camp, and that was boredom. Boredom really got to me because when you're bored, you think about all the stuff that you could be doing at home. I wonder what my family's doing. I wonder what my friends are doing. Man, I just want to play some Skyrim right now, or I just want to play some Battlefield. I just want to eat some delicious food right now. Whenever the hell I want to sleep in. You start thinking about a lot of those things, okay? But whenever you start training is when you forget about it, okay? And what do I mean by boring, okay? Well, there's gonna be a shit ton of hurry up and wait, especially during receiving week at boot camp, where you're just sitting there on your ass waiting to get checked up on medical and you get treated like shit. And you're like, man, this is some bullshit. This is so boring. I'm just sitting out here doing nothing. This is the most bored time in my life, okay? You're just gonna be sitting there, okay? So there's gonna be a lot of times like that in boot camp, especially during I guess rifle week is where you're just gonna sit on the bench and just daydream, and people still fall asleep even with rounds going off. I know I still fell asleep when rounds were going off, okay? Or, you know, shit like, you know, standing in the freaking pits pulling targets, you know, nobody's fucking shooting, you're just standing there doing nothing. Okay, basically that's how it's like, okay? I remember when I used to like set up my own little Starbucks hangout, quote unquote Starbucks hangout, where we will be at the end of the shooting pits, of the target pits, okay? I forgot what it's called, like pits, right? Pulling pits, there we go. We were pulling pits, okay? All the way at the end where the drone starters can't really come through and see what we're doing. So we just stand in a little fucking circle with our canteens out, being like little basic bitches and sipping on water, because that's all we could drink, and talk about funny stories back home, what kind of girls, you know, they want to, you know, write a whole down list of the girls they want to bang when they get out of boot camp, okay? We just talk about that shit. It's pretty funny. When you're bored, you start thinking of different ways to entertain yourself. Like, you're gonna experience the most boredom in your life in boot camp or in the military, okay? It's gonna be freaking boring. Also, with boredom, it comes, you know, a craving for music. So I craved music like crazy. I wanted to listen to like all the freaking girl music in the world because there's just so much dick around me that I just wanted to put on some freaking Ariana Grande or Taylor Swift or whatever female voice I hear, okay? And I was just imagining myself just listening to the lyrics, and eventually I probably went kind of crazy, and I started hearing the music actually, and I was like, hell yeah. I was like freaking marching and shit and just listening to my music in my freaking head. Stupid, but yeah, that was one of the most dreadful parts of boot camp too, was the lack of music because you're bored, okay? Another more dreadful part of boot camp was actually one that actually affected everybody, and that was classroom time, where it is a relaxing time, don't get me wrong. It is a time for you to kind of take a break from the drill instructors. However, you know, you're in a way, I was used to having a classroom environment where you know, you kind of study on your own time. Unlike, you're not forced to study, you know, in the real world, because I'm really used to just studying on my own time. You know, sit down, open the book, and study it. But then they force you to study it in boot camp, okay? Like, I'm just thinking, like, I can do this, you know, like, I can do this on my own. Like, you know, I understand that this slows things down for some people, but me coming from, you know, taking honors and AP classes in high school, getting to I guess you could consider one of the best colleges in California, UC Santa Barbara, UC Riverside, other UC schools, and I got into most of Cal State, California State University systems. I was just like, man, it's like going back to preschool, man. We're getting micromanaged and studying this shit. Like, I can just do this on my own, okay? Eventually, I kind of just said fuck it, you know. I didn't want to read this shit no more because I was being rebellious, you know. I didn't want. It's a really individualistic mentality, and it's really bad. But you eventually learn that, hey, you're only as strong as your weakest man. So freaking study this shit with the weakest man and do it his way, because you need to slow down for him. Okay, but yeah, this affected everybody. That part too. Another part that affected everybody was being tired. Everybody, well, at least my guide and most of the recruits in my platoon, even me, have fell asleep, or at least bobbed for cock a little bit when they're in the classroom. Okay, and some people just get so comfortable, or they just knock out by accident and they forget to stand up. Like me, I remember I was knocked out by accident one time, and I got called out, and I got pretty embarrassed. I just, walked myself to the side and stood up. So it happens, it happens to a lot of people where, they fall asleep, and the only time you're awake is when you're standing up. But once you sit down, it starts really hitting you, that sleep, especially when you have fire watch at night. Yes, it is 8 hours sleep, but keep in mind, drill instructors still do fuck with you from time to time. It just sucks, you just want to sleep. You want to sleep in. That was one of the more dreadful part of boot camp, okay? Even though that was the most dreadful part of boot camp, I still managed to pull through it and motivate myself, okay? Those in itself are the only things that made me homesick. It wasn't really homesick that I was, yes, it was sort of homesick, but it was mostly missing the, I guess, connection with the outside world, because I'm more of a social guy, I like interacting with other people, and in there it's very limited. You can't really interact with other recruits and whatnot. So I missed interaction with other people, interaction with the real world, and for me, it kind of went on in my head, because yes, you're there to train, you're motivated to train. However, like, you start thinking those things when it's not time to train. It's just really boring. Like, you will wake up for fire. Oh yeah, one more thing that's really dreadful is to get dressed for fire watch. For me, that was just really dreadful. I'm just like, man, I got woken up for fire watch. I'm tired of shit. Okay, now I'm sore also, and now I gotta put on my uniform again, and it's hot as shit during the summertime, so I'm gonna sweat my camis. By the time I go back to sleep, I'm gonna be a little bit sweaty, because I'm either mopping the floor or cleaning the head or standing post and whatever, front post, getting screwed by drill instructors. That's probably a difficult part. It was probably most people's difficult part about boot camp, was getting dressed for freaking fire watch. Everybody hated that shit. But yeah, those are the most dreadful parts of boot camp, is when you're not trained, and all that shit just hits to your head, because you're used to coming home from a day's work and putting on some entertainment, or hanging out with a friend, or interacting with other people. But when you're at boot camp, when you're done training, you're just sitting there on your ass, or memorizing freaking knowledge, or on watch, or you're sleeping. So it gets really freaking boring. All right, so those are the most dreadful parts of boot camp that I can give you, for me at least, and at least for the people that I knew around me too. So I hope this video helped you guys out. If y'all liked the video, thumbs up. Y'all didn't, thumbs down. I don't give a fuck. Stay sharp, be safe, and remember, good places to kill. Thanks for watching. Oorah.